Starting a new job always has a lot of opportunities and challenges. How about one that is responsible for 5,500 employees, bridges, libraries, treatment plants, curbside collection, graffiti, removal of sidewalks, streetlights, just the gamut of everything that makes up Los Angeles. I'm delighted to welcome the new president of the governing board of the LA City Public Works, Greg Good. What were you thinking getting this job in the middle of a pandemic?
It's a great question. Hi Maria, thank you for having me. It's an honor and a pleasure to take this job. It's the time to dig in and help make sure that the Department of Public Works, which has actually been at the very forefront in making sure that the city is continuing to move forward despite this existential challenge we're facing. Angelenos rightfully expect that we take care of business, right? That the trees are getting trimmed, that the trash is getting picked up, that potholes are being fixed. And we will do that, and I'm fully committed to that, and Kevin was exemplary in making sure those things happen.
You mentioned Kevin James. He was in the role for 7 years. He's seen a lot of changes. He's incorporated a lot of strategies. Is it been a good handoff? Did he hand the baton well, and what does he tell you?
The transition's been fantastic. Kevin created enormous shoes to fill. He was a great president of the Board of Public Works. The mayor, me, every Angeleno should be very grateful for the service he provided. I believe in over-communication. Kevin James believes in the same, and I will rely heavily on him, and hopefully he'll rely on me with his new work too. As
Deputy Infrastructure Services, obviously you interacted a lot with Public Works and with other departments. So does that make the learning curve of this particular job easier because you already have an insider's view on how it all operates on a daily basis?
I had the opportunity as Director of Infrastructure with the mayor to work with all of the departments and bureaus that I'll be working with, including most of the all of the general managers. And I knew then what I know now, and what's even been further crystallized over the course of the last several months, which is we have a team of superstars in the Department of Public Works, our general managers, and then every level of those departments, including and in particular the frontline workers who are just amazing, courageous, essential workers. They're incredible, and they do incredible work every day. And you've seen that in particular over the last 4 months. So much of what Public Works does, if it happens and is executed well, should fly under the radar screen. We don't need to know that our wastewater is traveling under us all over this city every single day, every single hour. Ideally, we don't need to be thinking about the trash getting picked up. We don't need to be thinking about whether the street light is a high voltage light that needs to be converted to an LED light. Ideally, we don't have to know those things, and they just happen the way they should. So that's the city that I hope the Department of Public Works will continue to contribute to.
And lots of trees.
And lots of trees. Very excited about that. And trees in places where heretofore there has been very limited canopy. There's a real, imbalance in terms of where you have dense tree canopy. And trees are superheroes, They create shade, they keep places cool, and they capture carbon. And so communities that have been, victims of environmental injustice over the years need to have as many trees as other communities. And so, yes, we'll work on that too.
How do the departments themselves work together? How do the different organizations that get this city going on a daily basis? Lots of communication, lots of cross-pollination, lots of coordination?
The mayor's office works really closely, hand in glove with the departments, and those departments also work very closely with the council. It's exceedingly rare that there's a project of any type, of any scale in the city of Los Angeles, under the purview of Public Works that does not include multiple departments, particularly multiple departments in Public Works. So if we're not working together, and I do feel like that's a big part of my job, is to help facilitate that. If we're not working together, then we're going to have problems.
There's certainly no surprise here that you have taken over this role in the middle of an international crisis of magnitude that nobody can predict. How do you then manage an organization? Do you go in with big, grand ideas, or do you just try to do your decision-making day by day based on what fire's in front of you, and then you take your fire hose and you put that fire out? I mean, how are you able to even walk into this?
First and foremost, it is absolutely crucial that, that the president of the Board of Public Works and the commissioners, and I have great colleagues on the Board of Public Works who showed great confidence in electing me president, and then the department heads and all of our frontline workers have to be committed to making sure the trains run on time. I also think that it would be irresponsible to not be cognizant of the moment. The pandemic has laid bare very profound injustices that we've explicitly and tacitly been aware of for many centuries and certainly for many decades. And it behooves us, and I certainly am committed to, looking critically at everything we do and making sure that the Department of Public Works is an engine for equity. And that is racial equity, that is gender equity, that is orientation equity, and absolutely looking at everything we're doing through that lens, just as the mayor has, just as the city council is. And I'm excited about that opportunity. We need to make sure that the city is functioning on a level of sustainability that is going to address or ready us for the inevitable ravages of climate change. That has not gone away despite the pandemic. And then we have very existential crises in terms of the unsheltered in the city, and Public Works can play a role in ensuring that the unsheltered are treated humanely, that we are housing as many folks as possible, as quickly as possible, while also meeting the needs of neighborhoods and communities.
So it'd be good for people to hear about things that are happening in their own community.
Absolutely, and we're an open door, and certainly on that sort of those basic things that happen to us every day, including reporting potholes, et cetera, go to MyLA 311, and we are on it.
You have some passions where you serve in a philanthropic capacity. So how did you get involved in that, and what exactly is it?
So the Program for Torture Victims is a nonprofit organization, the largest sort of full service agency for survivors of state-sponsored torture.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, it's an incredibly vital service. LA, not surprisingly, because we are, as a dear friend has said to me many times, we are the city of second chances, and it is also the capital in the United States of survivors of state-sponsored torture. It's not a revelation that in places all over the globe, everyone from LGBTQ folks to journalists to union organizers are not only oppressed via media and other means, but physically and violently. And they come with enormous challenges in any situation, because very often they have no money, they're not able to work, and they need support and they need help. And the Program for Torture Victims provides that through myriad partnerships with medical care facilities, with law firms. We help them through the asylum process. We help make sure that their medical needs, which are profound and acute in many, many cases, are met. And then we straight up help them try to figure out where they're going to live, how they're going to handle transportation, even how they're going to get food, because many of them start off literally penniless, and they're some of the most incredibly courageous human beings you have ever met. They have gone through rings of fire that we can't even imagine, and so they deserve our love, they deserve our respect and our commitment.
Well, it was the first time I had ever heard of the organization, and obviously learning about it sounds incredibly compelling, but what if people want to get involved? How can they help?
So folks should go to www.ptvla.org, ptvla.org, and they can volunteer, they can donate goods. I mean, we need all of it. And so I strongly encourage and hope folks will. And at the very least, check it out, and I think folks will be inspired.
All right. Well, again, it was really nice to meet you. Congratulations on your new job, and I'm sure we'll talk again soon.
Thank you so much, Maria. I really appreciate being here.
All right.
Thanks.
And that's a wrap on this LA Current.